In this video, we are going to compare Urs Qualified, who recently qualified for Mr. Olympia 2025. He won Italy Pro Show, and we are going to compare with Cbum at the Prague Pro 2024. So both switched to open bodybuilding, and it's going to be a fun comparison. So what do you think, guys? Who is going to win this comparison? So we will try to compare every pose. So let's start the comparison. So let's talk about front lat spread. So you can see in terms of size, Urs is looking little bigger than Chris Bumstead. We know that Chris Bumstead is taller than Urs Qualified, but we have seen the significant difference between the classic and open stage. So Urs was looking good. You can see the conditioning, but in terms of width, in terms of lats and overall symmetry, definitely we are going to choose Chris Bumstead. So this pose goes to Chris Bumstead. So let's talk about front part double biceps. So you can see the vacuum. So Urs is looking impressive. So we have seen him in classic, and the difference you can see in terms of size, there is a big difference. The size, he has put lots of size to switch open, and but the conditioning doesn't affect much. So this is very impressive thing from Urs Qualified, and everyone is appreciating his effort to open bodybuilding. So he has also improved his arms. So you can see somehow he's looking a little bigger than Chris Bumstead, but still Chris Bumstead in terms of symmetry, the conditioning, the overall physique, Chris Bumstead is looking good. So again, this pose goes to Chris Bumstead. So let's talk about any side chest. So this is one of the best poses from Chris Bumstead. You can see the striated chest, shoulders, his glutes, hamstrings. So he is looking phenomenal. And look at the Urs Qualified. So in terms of legs, he is very tough to beat. His hamstrings and glutes are so impressive. We have seen on the stage, no one could stand in Italy Pro Show in terms of only legs. So his legs were so superior. Also, if we see the upper body, yes, we can see the difference. Chris Bumstead is looking better. So this is the best pose of Chris Bumstead, and he is the winner of this pose again. But Urs Qualified, I'm going to in 2025 Mr. Olympia, I can definitely say he is going to be in top 10. So let's talk about back lat spread. So you can see the striations in glutes. So in terms of legs, I would definitely choose Urs Qualified. You can see the legs are so impressive. Even his legs are bigger, his hamstrings are sharper than Chris Bumstead. And if we talk about the back, again you can see the difference, the width, the shoulders, the separation. So somehow Urs's back is looking a little flat in this, although the back is dense. But in terms of conditioning, the depth is not very impressive from him. So again, Chris Bumstead winning this pose because of the better symmetry and back conditioning. So look at the back double biceps. So in this pose, you can see Urs's conditioning in legs. So although the contrast in Chris Bumstead physique is high, you can see the depth in back. But when we see the Urs's glutes, hamstrings, even his quads are looking so impressive from the back. And if you talk about the lats, yes, he needs to work on it, but still I would say the back looks denser than Chris Bumstead. So I think this pose we should give to Urs Qualified. So let's talk about abdomen and thigh, and this pose is also very impressive from Chris Bumstead. And these are some poses. Some of the poses are very tough to beat against Chris Bumstead. So he is champion of all of these poses. So one of the poses, abdomen with thigh, you can see the obliques, striated quads, and also Urs is looking good. Midsection is looking good. Obliques, he is looking hard. But the symmetry, if we talk about the symmetry, the aesthetics, again we are giving this pose to Chris Bumstead. So last pose, most muscular. So I will give this to Urs Qualified just because the bigger size, and in terms of conditioning also he is so impressive. We have seen on the stage, the picture is so contrasty. We can see the striations, and the conditioning looks good in lighting. So the comparison is not very fair according to Urs Kalecinski, but still I would choose Chris Bumstead because Chris Bumstead symmetry, conditioning, he brings his best package on the stage. So the future is bright of Urs Kalecinski. Definitely in future we are going to see him in top 5 or even top 3. So let's see what performance he'll bring on the stage of Mr. Olympia. The winner of this comparison is Chris Bumstead, undoubtedly.